Yeah.
Weezy out
G. Back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles.
What's up, guys? This is our first podcast here. I'm here with Carson.cards, also known as Carson Binder. And today we're going to be talking about getting into basketball cards or even trading cards in general. What you should look into, how you should go about it, and I'll tell you whatever you need to know.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I guess we're going to call this podcast Lyons Den. The Lyons Den podcast. Kind of fitting with the channel life, Lyons. I don't know. But so I'm going to dive right in. So you're from Los Angeles, California, and you've been doing basketball cards for how long?
I started collecting basketball cards in November of 2016.
2016?
My parents, I actually had been given basketball cards from the 1990s from my grandfather, but I never really started collecting or had a passion for them until, November 2016.
That's very cool.
I started, my parents bought me a couple boxes back when they were really affordable, and I didn't pull anything good. And how did I get started? Well, I went on Instagram and I said, I have to make some money now. And I had, most of my cards were worth maybe $1 or two, but I had some like $10, $15 ones that I had pulled from a couple boxes, but I had to sell them for like $1 or two because I had to get started.
Right.
And that's honestly how I built my collection. I'm not going to say my parents, they've been a help, but I have really made the investments and flipped for profit that I need to get my collection where I am today. Yeah.
So who's your most collected card that you have?
What player?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I have a huge Tyson Chandler collection. I know it's very random, but Tyson Chandler is from Calabasas, and I've met him in Calabasas multiple times, and he's just always been like the nicest guy to me. And he's the first athlete that he really, he sat down and had a conversation with me one time. And I was very impressed by that. And I mean, he's no scrub. He won Defensive Player of the Year in 2011. Yeah. He's an NBA champion, or 2012, excuse me. And he's NBA champion with the 2011 Mavericks.
Yeah, I remember him being a pretty good player.
I have a few hundred cards of Tyson Chandler.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I also love Kobe, collecting Kobe. And I also love collecting Kobe and D'Angelo Russell, even though I've been selling my D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
But I really have been focusing on collecting players that will, give me value down the line.
Right. By the way, if you guys hear any noise, we're in Big Bear right now.
Big Burr.
And we have the door open out here to get some fresh air in. And the neighbors outside they're all playing in the snow.
They're having a good time.
They're having a good time.
So are we, right?
Yeah, you know what? If you're going to make noise, have fun with it.
Right.
That's what life's about, having fun.
Exactly.
That's why we're here doing this podcast, talking about stuff that he likes and stuff I'm interested in maybe getting into.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite basketball player of all time?
Kobe.
Kobe.
No question. I have two Kobe autos. The first, if I can tell a story.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there was a time, I think it was 2017 or 28. 2017, I believe. And I'd always wanted a Kobe autograph, but I never could afford one.
Right.
And back then, now they're like, $2,000 to $5,000 and up.
Wow.
Because obviously he tragically passed away.
Right.
And he's not going to be able to sign any autographs again. But I had $110 in my budget that I had made from, selling other cards. And I always made sure, like, the number one rule is that you don't, especially when you don't have a low budget, is that you don't want to spend all your money. You want to make sure you always have money in case something else pops up, because you don't want to be in a position where you have no assets.
So what are you saying? Like, when you sell a card, you keep half. And
when you're first getting started, you don't want to. If you spend all your money right away,
right,
and you don't have any other income to use, then you might be screwed.
Right.
But that Kobe autograph. So my friend Mason was selling a Kobe autograph for $110, and that's the exact amount of money that I had in my PayPal at the time. And I made a risk. I took that risk, and I said, "Look, I will go broke for this card." And I ended up, finding other ways to make more money for myself.
Right.
But I think that just shows how much I love Kobe.
Yeah.
And
you gave everything you got to get that card, and
right.
I assume it's paid off by now.
It is, yeah, it is more than paid off, but I will never sell it. I won't sell it. It's just too personal.
I feel that for sure.
Kobe's
It's too
my
bad-
hero, man.
Yeah, it's too bad you couldn't bring any cards up here to Big Bear. That would have been really cool to show everyone what you got.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I've seen it, but I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah.
But it's really good that you have a safe card that you really cherish into your heart and
Yeah.
you really enjoy.
I think my biggest problem is that I get too attached to my cards, and I don't think that while that is a financial issue, possibly, it's really not an issue at all. I think it just shows how passionate I am about this.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
And I appreciate, like, I don't know if this hasn't been said yet, but I'm a team manager for Arizona State basketball, and basketball is my favorite sport. I only collect basketball, really. So if you want to ask me about football and baseball, I'm not the right guy.
Okay.
But at the same time, on the same token, basketball is my favorite thing in the world.
Right.
And I love being able to get closer to my favorite players by collecting their cards.
Absolutely.
And luckily, the market has skyrocketed to the point where there's real, investment value.
Right.
And I have a huge portfolio of basketball cards.
Right.
And it's just, it just shows that, like, if you really like doing something, if you have a hobby, go after it, because, like, you can end up where I am. I just started because I enjoyed collecting cards. Now I have cards that I have multiple, like, I don't know the exact value of my collection, but it's got to be like over $25,000.
Wow. And how much have you put into that collection?
Not even close to 25,000.
That's awesome. Profit. And you have something that you can sit on for a while.
Right.
No, you have guys that are just breaking into the league. You got Zion, Bam.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't say his last name, but Ja.
Yeah, you got it. There's a lot of talented prospects out there for sure.
And I remember, I was with you this morning when you bought the Dirk Nowitzki card.
I did.
And that was your first card you had of him.
That was my first Dirk Nowitzki autograph. My strategy right now is buying. So what I'm looking at is for PSA 10s. So if you're not familiar, do you mind if I explain how the hobby works?
Explain everything to these guys. They're going to learn from you.
Okay, awesome. So when you pull a card out of a pack, right, packs are really expensive now. So when you pull a card out of a pack, that's called a raw card. And now how to increase the value of those raw cards is you send it to a grading service like PSA or Beckett.
Yeah.
Or GMA. There's multiple out there. PSA is the number one option.
Yeah, I'm just for you guys out there, you can probably find them online and figure out the details from there, I assume.
It costs about $15 for a 45-day shipment. However, I will warn you, there's a 6-month wait. But they just got purchased. I would love to actually introduce a man named Nat Turner, he worked at Google, and him and a bunch of other people led a $700 million investment into the company that owns PSA. And I bought Collectors Universe stock, and they tendered my shares, which means that if enough people that own stock said it's okay, that they would give a general payout. So that payout, I made like $20 on the stock, but the reason why they tendered my shares is because they went fully private. And that's because people like Deshaun Watson and Kevin Durant and Mark Cuban are getting involved. That they're not with Collectors Universe, but I don't know exactly who is in the privatized group. Am I boring you?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I'll talk.
So yeah, it's fully privatized now. So there are big fish getting into cards, like the Mark Cubans of the world. They are getting into it. So yeah, you might look at eBay now and say, "Holy crap, this is very expensive," but it's not too late,
right,
to get started.
And last night we were watching a box break of, I don't know whose Instagram account it was on his phone, and I think it was a rapper, right?
Yeah, so one of the two guys from Suicide Boys, which I'm not really a fan of. I don't really listen to them.
I don't know who they are.
But he dropped about $40K on just card boxes alone.
And he opened 3 boxes?
Now he bought a case of football,
That's right. That's right. He opened
And
a
then he
case of what,
bought
10 or 12?
basketball. It was a 12-box case, I believe.
12 bucks, and then he bought 2 basketball
Yeah.
Prism, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 Prisms.
They were terrible.
He
But
pulled. He
that's a
pulled.
gamble.
Who was it? Wasn't. Who were the two? Who was the big card that he pulled?
He pulled a couple Tua Tagovailoa autographs, Justin Herbert's.
Herbert, and then the basketball. There was the
Nobody.
One, I thought he had one big autograph pull.
Mm.
It was the collector. It was the. I don't know, but moving on from that. I have a few questions here. So, what are some of your tactics that you have when you look to buy cards?
So, the first thing I look at is how collectible is the player that you're looking at. Second thing I look at is how is the condition of the card. That's actually technically the first thing I look at, but I have to, search for a person first
Right.
or a type of card, and then on eBay, and I click it. Then I examine the card. So, because I want to find out if it's good enough to get graded.
Right.
So if I have a raw basketball card, like a Jordan rookie, but if that's awesome, there's value in that, right?
Right.
But if you send it to PSA and get a PSA 10, then you're exponentially increasing your value. So if you have cards that are in really nice condition, number one, look at the surface of the card. If it's dirty, clean it. If there's stains, you can't grade it. If it's ripped, you can't grade it. Number two, look at the corners. Are they soft? If they're soft, you can't grade. If they're sharp, then you should grade. Then you look at the edges. If there's whitening, don't grade. If they're clean, grade it. And lastly, PSA doesn't really care as much about centering, but centering is the edges of the card indicative within the card, the image in the middle, and how centered the image in the middle is in the middle of the card.
Yeah.
So that's what you look for when you're grading. So that's the second thing I look for is how gradable is the card. If you can, you should buy PSA graded already on eBay. It's costs more money, but it's safer. A safer investment. Third, I look at for obviously talent. As a manager of ASU basketball and a fan of, I call myself an intellectual of the game.
Right.
I buy based on my belief in the player's talent. So I don't buy hype, and that's the number one thing. Is if you buy hype, you might get screwed. But just because there's hype doesn't mean it's not well deserved.
Right.
For example, Zion.
Yeah, I remember last year Zion was going crazy. His pictures of him games to Pelican games. I remember I looked at tickets one day when they played. I don't know who they played, but the tickets were sky high.
Yeah, he's a huge attraction for sure.
Yeah, he's the real deal. I mean, I remember watching him at Duke a couple years ago. That dude was bigger than everyone.
But that man could get that guy. Zion is not necessary. If he stays healthy, look, he's going to be one of the best players in the NBA.
He looks like a beast.
He'll be an NBA MVP, no question. But if he can't stay healthy, there's risk there.
Yeah.
That's why you might look at John Morant, or you might look at Trae Young, or you might look at Luka. I tend to look at guys with a lot of upside that are NBA ready as possible.
Right.
Like a guy like Kevin Porter Jr. He had his things with the team and he had some personal issues, but I invest in Kevin Porter Jr. because he's an extremely talented athlete, and I think he's going to get his head together. So when you invest, you basically take on bets. I used to collect Hall of Fame autographs, and that ended up being a very profitable decision because there will always be demand for a Hall of Famer.
Current Hall of Fame or future
Both.
Hall of Fame?
Both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah. So I would just go with if you believe in a player, get their cards. But you might be wrong, and that's okay. That's why you can, there's a lot of rookies out there that you can invest in.
Right. Trust yourself, right?
Exactly.
And sometimes you'll fail, sometimes you'll succeed, but it's worth learning, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So my next question. So what do you think about the future of trading cards?
That's a great question. The future is now.
The future's now?
Future is now.
Okay.
The cards have never been valued at a higher. It's actually amazing that we're doing this now because as opposed to maybe a week ago or two, because the market has really just exploded in the past couple of weeks. And what I mean by the market exploding is that the values that these cards are selling for are exponentially higher than they were maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
So maybe you can get maybe 2 to 3 to 5 to 10 times the value of a card that you could have a month ago.
Wow.
It just depends on what it is.
Wow.
So yes, it'll be more expensive to buy, but it's becoming. And you know what? I actually would like to point this out. One of my goals is to intern or work for Panini, who owns the NBA license for basketball cards.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Of course you have.
Yeah, they do baseball cards. I know that. For sure.
They do have baseball cards. They just don't have the license for the jerseys.
Oh yeah, because this is like the picture of Big Papi with
Right.
the black hat and the black jersey.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to say this because I strongly believe that I feel like a lot of people are going to be left out of the hobby that used to be in it. Like if I was 16 or about to be 16 and joined the hobby now, I wouldn't be able to do it because I unless my parents gave me money to invest. But I feel like yes, it is becoming it's becoming a portfolio investment. They are like tangible assets as opposed to things that pieces of cardboard.
Yeah.
I feel that kids, and especially kids that come from low income areas, are going to be kind of isolated from the hobby, and that's what I want to see change in the hobby. Is that I want the values to be sky high, of course, because I have a selfish interest. Some kid did some cool sledding over there.
Someone did something over there. I think it's a good catch. It must have been football. I don't know, but they're having fun.
But yeah, I feel like I feel like there needs to be more low end products out there that are affordable.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that'll happen over time.
I mean, sometimes I wanted to just open a pack and I'll go
Right.
I'll go to Target and they'll have these little box breaker cards, not very good packs, and they're like $6-7. It's like I'm getting 10 cards for $7. It's like, what's the point?
Well, if you're getting 10 cards for $7, that's pretty good. If you can find any cards at Target or Walmart, buy them. And you don't even need to open them. Put them on eBay.
The top series one that I've bought before for baseball, it's no guarantee of autograph or anything. Yeah. It's nothing. But
how long ago did you buy that card or that box?
I was buying individual packs, but
how long ago?
4 months ago.
See, it's the market is moving so fast that 4 months ago. Where did you buy in LA?
Woodland Hills, California, where I'm from, and he's from Calabasas, California. And he has a shop that he goes to in Woodland Hills, but I went to Target and I bought mine from Target.
If you find packs and boxes at Target or Walmart, consider yourself lucky and buy the shelf. That's my advice.
That's if they have guaranteed autographs or like
not even
chances.
Just because you'll be able to make 2 to 3 times profit on eBay.
Guaranteed? Really?
Yes.
Just for selling the boxes.
Just for selling the boxes. The boxes are so hard to get that people will pay 2 to 3 times, 3 to 4 times even. It's called marking up. They'll sell for 3 to 4 times markup. So let's say you get lucky and you find a basketball blaster box for $20.
Yeah.
You buy that off the shelf, okay, and you sell it for $80 or $60 on eBay.
So you're saying keep the plastic on, and you can double, triple, quadruple your money.
That's the best investment you can make. Is sealed boxes.
Could you compare cards to stocks somewhat?
I think it's moving faster than stocks at this point in time.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you should put your money into both, and also, cryptocurrency if you can find a way into that. There's different.
Crypto is a little bit of a risky business, but if you know what you're doing, it's worth a shot. We don't know what cryptocurrency really is truly yet. It's still a new thing in development.
Trust crypto. It's worth it.
Possibly. Well, we got to look into it.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole crazy thing. But
yeah, we don't have enough time for that.
Cards are good investments. Stocks are good investments. Manage your money properly. Don't gamble. It was 21 plus, obviously. But I guess with that, I'll go to my next question. That's all my questions I had written down. So, I wasn't really prepared for this. I've been going through some stuff at home. But if you were to say something to the viewers out there of different companies to invest in, besides Panini, right? Besides Panini, what are other good companies to look into?
Well, Panini has owned the NBA basketball license exclusively since about 2010. And so that means that Upper Deck, Topps, and all the other cards companies that you know about, they're unable to produce NBA licensed products. Licensed products means that you have the jersey, you have the team name, you have the everything that because the league gets obviously paid for Panini gets paid. Panini gets paid for producing the cards, but Panini pays the league for the license.
Okay.
So
Panini's the go-to for basketball.
It's your only option for if you want to open boxes. But on the secondary market like eBay, there's buy graded, because buying raw is too risky. Buy graded. It costs more, but it's worth it.
Costs a little more or a lot more? What do you say?
It depends. If it's PSA 10, it'll be way more. If it's a PSA 9, it'll be maybe twice as much. And if it's a 8, it'll probably be around the same.
So it's like a guaranteed. If it's a PSA, it's a guaranteed. This thing is safe. It's legit. And
yeah, I want to say 2 things. One, go after rare cards. Don't go after cards that have high populations. And if you want to look that up, you can go to PSA. You just Google PSA Pop Report. You click it, you search the card you're looking for, and it'll tell you how many graded 10s there are, graded 9s there are. And don't go after cards that have high populations. For example, people might be tempted to go after a Hoops rookie of John Morant or Zion. And a Zion PSA 10 Hoops is $125. Yes, that could be worth a $200 card one day.
Right.
But there's so many Hoops PSA 10s.
Right.
So you should go after a Prism, Panini Select, or Optic.
Okay.
Trust me, get your cards graded or buy graded.
Okay.
That is how you will make the most money. That is where the money is.
What's the website you said again that you told everyone to go look at?
If you want to look at how many cards are graded of a certain, like how many PSA 10s there are of a certain card, or PSA 9s of a certain card, just Google PSA Pop Report. Click the first website.
I'll link that in the description.
PSA Pop Report. And yeah. You can search the name of the card and it'll tell you.
Yeah, one more question. So for the rookies out there, or even the veteran people that have been doing this for a while, where would they find or know how a card is rare?
So it'll either be serial numbered. Again, you can look at the PSA Pop Report if it's graded.
Also, like if it's the out of 2 or out of 50 or whatever it is?
Yes.
Okay,
and there are also unnumbered cards called parallels that are rare. For example, maybe 6 months ago, I can't keep track of time anymore. But I bought a Kevin Durant Spectra White Sparkle card, and the white sparkles are not serial numbered. And serial numbered means it'll say something out of something, like on the back. But this is not serial numbered, but there's a population of about 20 white sparkles per player. So that card has rarity, and I think I could get 200 for that, or 250 maybe easy. But I'm gonna grade that because I can maybe get 500 if it 10 or if it 9s, or maybe more if it 10s.
So you think it's worth to buy one of those cards and then you send them in to get rated from PSA?
You send it in to get graded if you see
like
it and it looks like it can have a good grade.
Okay, so you just want to look to, if you want to get into the risky business like that, you just buy those, the base ones like that, and send them in, get them graded, and flip them.
Don't buy boxes, please. They are a gamble, and they are fun. Believe me, they are fun.
It's like legal gambling.
It's basically legal sports betting. That's what cards are.
Yeah,
no one will tell you that.
No one's gonna tell you that straight up,
except me.
No, with other people, but
no, cards are literally It's sports betting. You're betting on a player to succeed, and in turn, why you buy their cards. If they succeed, you're gonna get the payout.
Yeah, I mean the packs are fun. Don't get me wrong here. I've opened packs myself. They're really fun, but I pulled nothing out of them. Like I spent. Well, we went to the shop.
It's all luck.
We went to the shop. We got what, $45 I think on a box, and I got a signature Adalberto Mondesi. I lost about $15 on that pack. I got him and a couple of rookies, but we don't know how they're going to be. Yeah. So I agree with him. I would buy on eBay or there's other websites that are really good, I assume, as well.
I also want to shed some light on this. eBay is great, but there are going to be very soon there will be future marketplace that will overtake eBay.
Also, for eBay, always check their ratings and how many sales they've had because you don't know if they're scammers or not. So always read the description, read who the people are, how many sales they've made. I've been scammed out of there for a baseball bat. I sold a broken bat. But yeah, I spent $100 on a broken bat.
Jeez, and you never got it?
Oh no, I got the bat. It was just broken and like the inside was broken.
Oh, you didn't buy it broken?
No, I bought it thinking it was brand new.
Oh my god.
No, I know it was like slightly used, but I thought it's alright. It's fun now. You just load it up with tennis balls.
I thought you were buying a broken, like an MLB authenticated broken.
No. It's like a metal bat for high school baseball. Just when I was in high school, you just pop the cap off. Now you just fill it up with bouncy balls and have some fun in the backyard with your cousin or friends or whatever. Yeah. But you have anything else you want to say to them?
I would look. I'm not the kind of guy that self promotes. But if you want insight, go on Instagram. I'm at carson.cards. You can DM me whatever you want. You can ask me any question you want. I will answer. I'm a resource for you, and I'm not asking for money from you. People will ask for money from you for information and investment advice. Don't give it to them. I'm here. My goal is to become a resource in this hobby that eventually leads me to running this hobby. And I don't know if this is what I want to do with my life, but I am definitely on the right path.
Yeah, you're having fun with it and going.
I love this. And you know what? If you don't like it, don't do it. But if you like it, there's money to be made here for sure. Yeah. And it's obviously very, it's special.
Yeah, definitely. Well, with that, thank you, sir. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Being on the first podcast here.
Having me. Yeah, I'll try to
set the tone for everyone else.
Trying to set Lyons. What's your channel called again?
Life of Lyons.
Sorry. I'm trying to make Life of Lyons. I had to set it off. I had to start it off good.
Yeah, new channel. No one knows.
Set the precedent.
Sorry, no one knows the name yet. But with that, thank you guys for watching. His link will be in the description for his Instagram or any other socials he wants to shout out for himself. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to subscribe here. I'm not the person that'll ask for likes or whatever that. I want you guys to enjoy the channel, enjoy the content, and hopefully you learn a thing or two from us. Us meeting him or anybody else I got on here. Next week we're gonna have a vlog that comes out with us and Big Bear.
Big Bird.
Big Bird. But with that being said, thank you for coming on again, and I will see you guys next week for our vlog.
Yo, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned some valuable things. Again, I'm free as a resource to DM me on Instagram at carson.cards. My name will be in the description.
Yeah,
so while you're at it, give my man Max Lyons a subscription. It'll be worth your time.
Eventually, we're gonna try to get up there. But anyways, guys, hope everyone has a great day, a great week. Be healthy, and eat healthy. Work out. Go eat some animal after you work out. Let's go.
Thank you.